Hi friend, you are warmly welcome again to Mwalimu Theophil Academy. In this video, I am going to teach on the ways we change the sentences which are in present continuous tense into passive voice. Before of all, when you change any sentence from the active voice to passive voice, you have to know whether it is a positive sentence or a negative sentence, or a sentence is in a positive question form, or it is a negative question form sentence. Now, let me start with a positive sentence. When we deal with a positive sentence, the passive voice of this kind of sentences is written in such a way that we start with the subject, and the subject is followed by the verb to be. I mean, the verb to be can be is, am, or are. After that, we add the word being. After the word being, we add the verb which is in past participle. For example, the sentence which is in active form is like, she is collecting the books. She is collecting the books. This is the sentence which is in present continuous tense, and it is a positive one. Now, its passive voice becomes, the books are being collected by her. The books are being collected by her. Now you can find that in this sentence which is in passive form, the books is the subject, and it has been followed by the word are, which is the verb to be. And after the verb to be, we see the word being. After being, we have added the verb which is in past participle. This is collected. So the sentence has become, the books are being collected by her. The second category is for negative sentences. Now, when we write the passive voice for the negative sentences, they are written in such a way that we start with the subject and it is followed by the verb to be. I mean, this can be are, is, or are. After that, we add the word not. After not, we add the word being. After being, we add the verb in past participle. For example, let us see the sentence which is in active form as, she is not collecting the books. She is not collecting the books. Its passive voice becomes, the books are not being collected by her. The books are not being collected by her. In this sentence, which is in passive form, the word books is the subject, and it has been followed by the verb to be, which is are. After are, we have added not. After not, it has been followed by the word being. After being, we have added the word collected, which is the verb in its past participle. Now, we have got the full sentence which is in passive voice, which states as, the books are not being collected by her. A third form of sentences are the positive question form. Those are the sentences which are in a positive question form. Now, for these sentences, the passive voices are written in such a way that we start with the verb to be. I mean, it can be is, am, or are, and this is followed by the subject. After the subject, we add the word being. After the word being, we add the verb in its past participle. For example, is she collecting the books? Is she collecting the books? This is the sentence in active voice. Its passive voice becomes, are the books being collected by her? Are the books being collected by her? Now, if we look across this passive voice sentence, you can find that we have started with the word are. This is the verb to be, and the verb to be has been followed by the subject, as I have said. And after the subject, we have added the word being. And after the word being, we have added the verb which is in past participle. This is corrected. And the full sentence has become, are the books being collected by her? Are the books being collected by her? Now, the last form of sentence is negative question form. In these sentences, the passive voices are written in such a way that we start with the verb to be. It can be am, is, or are. And this is followed by the word not. After the word not, we add the subject. After the subject, the word being follows, and then we finish with the verb in past participle. For example, let us start with a sentence which is in active voice. This is, isn't she collecting the books? Isn't she collecting the books? Its passive voice becomes, aren't the books being collected by her? Aren't the books being collected by her? Now, you can find that the word are is the verb to be, and not has been connected with are and is spoken as aren't. Aren't the books being collected by her? So, after not, we have added the subject, which is books, and books has been followed by the word being. And finally, we have finished by adding the verb which is in its past participle form. So, I hope through these 4 different examples, you have understood well on the way we change the sentences which are in present continuous tense into their respective passive voice. So, I thank you for attending today's session. I welcome you in the coming sessions and have a nice moment.